So this is segment 2, and what I want to tell you about is what we had to do to get her shots and be able to do get a halter on her. I mean, all the other guys I was able to get a halter on except for her. So we had the vet come out, and he was going to go ahead and give her a shot to you know, knock her out a little bit so I could get the halter on her and start doing some things with her. And that didn't work out. So I had to do something drastic, and that was I had to get a rope around her neck. And that wasn't the easiest thing to do. And it took, I don't know, about 15-20 minutes. So where I finally got a rope on her neck, and then I had to tie her to a post so that the vet who would get on the other stall was able to give her a shot that she needed to calm her down. It was kind of, I didn't like it. I didn't like doing it, but there was really nothing else that I could do. I had to do this to get her to understand, or to get her to where I could do things for her and start her training process. So we got her tied up. The vet was able to give her a shot, and he says, you better probably do what you got to do pretty quick because she's a really strong horse and she probably won't be in this stupor for too long. So, of course, the first thing I did was to get a halter on her. And I got a rope halter, just like this one here. In fact, it was this one here. And I also had a little piece right here so that she wouldn't have as much pressure on her nose from this rope halter. Because right here, she's got 2 indentations right across here. Stud chain. Okay? I don't like stud chains. I don't use stud chains. If I have to use a stud chain, I'll leave the horse alone. Let somebody else deal with it. I don't like them. Especially coming across the bridge of the nose like that. It's almost perfect coming across like this. Plus, she also has like a little wart right here. So this is a pretty sensitive area for her. So I'm very conscious of it, and I want to be as careful, and I want her to be as comfortable as she possibly can. So I got this, and I left it on her 24/7 with a short lead line. Now the lead line did just touch the ground just a little bit, but I told the people that owned her that, you know, this could go backwards. This could be detrimental to her because she could really panic, she could really freak out, and a lot of things could happen. But I also told them that this was a thinking horse. This was a smart horse. And I really wasn't very concerned about her doing something silly because she's very intelligent, highly intelligent. And the reason why I had that lead line was so that it would make it easier for me to reach for something instead of reaching at their head, reaching at the rope. And it worked. Now, once I got that on her, then I was able to start doing things with her. And I actually taught her how to lunge. Now, I still can't touch her at this point. And this is like maybe about a week or so. And I still can't touch her at this point. I mean, just walk up to her and put my hand on her. Can't do that. So I taught her kind of basically how to lunge in the stall. Now, I would take her out and walk her around and stuff like that. She got out of the stall. Don't think that she was stuck in the stall 24/7. She wasn't. Because with the ability now of having the lead line on and the halter on her, I was able to move her around. But I could not just reach over and touch her. So I would move her around in the stall, you know, teaching her how to go to the left, teach her how to go to the right, move around. Now, this little horse could have had me for breakfast, lunch, or dinner anytime she wanted to. She really had a mind to do it. So we started kind of building up a little relationship. She started to enjoy these little games that I was doing with her. And she actually was starting to look forward to it. And she actually really loved our walks. I would take her out for nice long walks and let her eat grass and just sit there and watch her eat grass and talk to her and just, you know, just sweet talk her. And still not able to touch her. Well, this is Florida. And we had some pretty severe hurricane seasons about 3-4 years ago. And we had one hurricane that came through that I could not be out here for 2 days straight. Now, I've never been more than 1 day away from them. I've always been here. I either was off on a Saturday or a Sunday rather, or a Wednesday or something like that, but I never was away 2 days in a row. Well, in this particular day or week, I couldn't get out to the stables on a Sunday and a Monday because they closed the Skyway Bridge down. So what I did was, well, it wasn't really anything I did. Basically, what the people did at the barn was they moved all the horses. Come on up, sweetheart. Walk up. Walk up. They moved all the horses to the center of the barn, and they stayed overnight with these guys. And when I finally got out there that following Tuesday, something pretty neat really happened. I went in there, went down the center of the stall once I realized where they were at, and as I went to the door, to the gate, I went towards the gate. She was in the back of the stall, and she came towards the gate to meet me. Never done that before. All the other times, she was standoffish. But this time, she came and met me. And I thought, something good is going to happen. Now remember, it's the first time I've been away for 2 days in a row. Did that have an effect? Maybe. Did the hurricane have an effect? Maybe. Was my being there for her consistently have an effect? Maybe. I can't tell you. All I know is that she had done something that she hadn't done 10 weeks prior to that. So, you know, one of our horses laying down there, he's just like, back. I knew something good was going to happen. This was positive, and it really got me motivated. So I went in there, looking and chewing. I went in there, and I got the light line, and I said, come on, sweetheart, let's get out of here. We walked, took her out, get some grass, and we walked, and got some grass, and walked. Well, there was one stretch that as we were walking, I noticed she was starting to come up from behind me. Now, I used my peripheral, and I could see her coming up from behind. Now, normally she wouldn't. She would stay way back. This time, she'd come up, and I would see her in my peripheral, and she would get a little bit closer and a little bit closer. So I stopped, and I turned around, and I reached over, and I touched her neck. Walked again, she did the same thing. She came up into my peripheral, I stopped, reached over, touched her neck. She did it a third time. And from then on, from that day on, we made our connection. See you in the next segment. Oh, that was good timing.